Usually through their assessment results. So upon taking the placement examination for Math 10 or 15, and that's what they scored into, I contact them via email, or one of the counselors in assessments refers them over to this building to me by giving them a flyer. That's one way. Another way is through referrals. A lot of the referrals come from other counselors at Cypress College, and also my colleague next door, Mrs. Patty Lujan. She sends me the students from the SCE who recently have or will be completing the SCE High School Diploma Program. Not everything is free. The tutoring is free. There are no textbooks because it's technically an online course, and so all the material is on the computer. So they're not only saving money on the course being free, tuition free, but also they're saving money on not having to fork out money for two separate textbooks, a Math 10 and a Math 15 textbook.
You have great tutors, and they'll sit there and explain in detail everything to you until you fully understand it, what you're asking about. I had a great experience there. I wish more people knew about it, because I've spoken to other students regarding the lab, and they for some reason students don't even know about this side of the school.
I think you have more attention. They can pay attention to all the students instead of just one at a time, I guess. More chance of getting
your questions
your
answered and
your
everything explained.
Yeah.
I like how you could go at your own pace, and if you get stuck, it doesn't matter because you could just ask for help and everything.
Yeah, and you can go in whenever.
Yeah.
So if you can't go in the morning, you could go at night, or it's free. So that was a good thing that a lot of kids probably don't know. And they probably don't even know about the class.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it until you told me. From her.
I was waiting to sign up for another class, and the teacher, there was no more room, so he told us about this class.
When we were at the conference, one of the ways I expressed the strengths of the math lab was that we had what I call just-in-time teaching. And just-in-time teaching, how I see that is everybody comes in, they have to take the pre-test for each one of the units that are being worked on in the Play-Doh system. There are 7 units in Math Lab 1, 7 units in Math Lab 2, which is the equivalent of our Math 10 and Math 15. When they do that, they are exempted out of things they already understand or know, but when they start working with material that they don't know, quite often, even though the Play-Doh program is pretty good about what it teaches, they end up in a situation where they don't really understand, or they only partially understand what's going on. Well, if they end up in that kind of place and they really don't understand what's happening, or they need some further help, they're supposed to put their hand in the air and say, I need help. And we immediately have a tutor or myself or one of the other instructors go over and work with that student right then and there. We can also, and have done this on a number of occasions, come up with either supplemental material that we have through Play-Doh, or we've made up supplemental material right on the spot, and to help them further understand and further work with those concepts. So it really helps the student, unlike a stand-up teaching position, which I have also done, and all that has its strengths when you're working as a stand-up teacher. But one of the weaknesses of that particular form of teaching is that you can't take the time to sit and actually talk to the students where they are. And so in the lab, we can work with students exactly where they are and the problems that they're having. We hold a fairly high standard. All of our testing is 80% or higher is the only acceptable level. So that means the students really do need to understand it in order to get through it. If they can't achieve that, then we work with them until they're able to achieve that.
Do you have any questions?